This is an exercise that you can do at home. Come back up. You're gonna wanna put your feet about shoulder width apart. Doing a push-up and then knee tuck. I'll tell you, eggs are an excellent source of protein. It really just engages your muscles a lot better. This being a compound movement. I'm Byron, I'm here at my home gym. I'm getting ready to show you how you can get a good workout in 15 to 20 minutes. This is gonna be great if you've had a few days off and you're trying to get back into the swing of things, if you're just trying to start off, or if this is something where you've had a lot of overtime, you don't wanna go out to the gym, you're busy at home, and you just gotta get something in. So with this full body workout, this is gonna be something simple that you can get done with just resistance bands. So for these exercises, since we're gonna be doing a lot of compound exercises, that means you're gonna be working a lot of muscle groups all at once. There's gonna be a lot of stretching that these bands are gonna be doing. So I don't recommend using the heavy duty of the resistance bands, but use ones that give you a decent amount of resistance, ones that you feel, okay, if I stretch this out a little bit more, if I have to do 5 more reps, I can use this. The cool part about resistance bands is you can end up finding something that's better tailored towards you. So as you're doing the exercises, if you go through the first few reps and you end up seeing that it's not a lot of resistance there, you can always step up to a higher level band. If you need a little bit more so that you can get through all of the reps, then you can go down to a lower set of resistance bands. But find whatever works best for you so that you can make sure that you can complete this workout. For this, we're gonna be looking at doing about 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps. If you still have more time and you wanna continue on, add a 4th, add a 5th set. If you have a little less time, you can always just drop down to 2 sets, and at least you've gotten some momentum and some movement, which is a whole lot better than nothing. So with this being a total body workout, we're gonna be hitting legs, you're gonna be hitting shoulders. We'll hit your chest, your back, your arms. It's not gonna work every single muscle in your body. However, we will hit all of the major muscle groups. That way then you can make sure that you're continuing to get closer towards your goals. So the first exercise we're gonna be doing is a squat thrust. For this one, I'm gonna be using the heavy duty band, right? If you wanna add a little more weight, you can go to the XL band, or if you need to drop down, go ahead and use that minimum. But this is what I'm gonna be doing. That way then I can make sure that I am able to go through all 3 sets. We're gonna be doing this in a circuit rotation. So at the end of this video, all you have to do is just start over from the very beginning. So for this exercise, the squat thrust, we're gonna wanna make sure that we're able to step inside of the band. So you wanna have a little bit more space down at the bottom. You're gonna wanna put your feet about shoulder width apart. And then you're gonna grab onto the bands, again, about shoulder width apart, feet are shoulder width apart, so that I can make a good box. And then I'm gonna bring the bands up to my shoulders. I'm gonna come down, do a squat, and then as I come back up, I'm going to thrust. And I'm gonna push my shoulders all the way up, my arms all the way up. Then I'll bring it back down, and then come up at the exact same time. What we wanna do ideally is getting it to where this whole thing is one smooth motion. So as I'm extending my legs, I'm also extending my arms. When you do this, sometimes it helps if you look slightly up. That way then you can have good form this entire way. Don't mind the chickens. This just lets you know no matter where you're at, you can do it. So substitute the chickens for your children at home. If your children are out there watching some, SpongeBob, Coco Melon or whatever. Yeah, so this is what you're hearing in the background. A little side note, this coop I actually built myself. I'm pretty proud of it because I'm not the most handy person, but when you want to do things on your own, this is kind of what you have to do. So we get a good amount of eggs, and I will tell you, eggs are an excellent source of protein. If you're not having a breakfast within about an hour to 2 hours of waking up, you're definitely cheating yourself. Unless you're doing some fasted cardio, in which case you'll want to eat shortly after your workout. But eggs are going to be great. That's going to be about 80 calories that are going to be really healthy for you, and you're going to get about 8 to 12 grams of protein, which is an excellent source of protein. Great for after workouts, great for getting your stomach going at the very beginning. A little nutritional tip for you. Now let's get back to the workout. So the next exercise we're going to be doing is the row to bicep curl. This is going to be targeting your back and your arms or your biceps. For this exercise, I'm going to be doing the heavy band, but again, make sure that you find a band that's going to be fitting exactly what it is that you're looking for. We're going at the 12 to 15 rep range, so you're going to want to try to aim for that 15 reps. If 15 reps is too easy, think about going up in the bands. So for this exercise, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have your door anchor, or you're gonna have a fixed sturdy object like this pipe that we've got tied into the studs. You'll end up taking the rope all the way through the carabiner that we've provided with you so that you can preserve the integrity of the band. If you have it going through the nylon will cut the band. It will greatly shorten the life of your band, which is what we don't want. That's why we provide you with this carabiner. So for me, since I've got this pole, I'm gonna wrap it around through, and then I'm gonna grab each side just like a handle. When I do this, I'm gonna sit down in the seated position. If you need more resistance, you can always move further back. If you need less resistance, you can move closer forward. And then as you do your row, you wanna make sure that you're pulling back in a smooth motion, driving your elbows straight back, bringing your shoulders back so that you can get that good contraction. Move back forward, and then your hands will come back up, facing up, and then that's when you'll do your curl, and then you'll start all the way over, and that's 1 rep. So like everything else with this being a compound movement, we're looking at 1 rep being a full row and a full curl. That's 1 rep. So 12 to 15, then you move on to the next one. So for this next exercise, we're gonna be doing push-ups to knee tucks. You don't necessarily need any equipment, but if you wanna add additional weight for your push-ups, you can always grab some resistance bands. And then all you have to do is just make sure that you bring your hands all the way through, make sure they're wrapped around your shoulders, and then just get into push-up position. So for this, I'm using the heavy bands so that I can demonstrate exactly what it is that we'll be doing with the resistance bands. If you don't need the bands, don't want the bands, you can go ahead and go without them. So you just get into push-up position. And for this, we're gonna be looking at doing an even amount of reps. So instead of 12 to 15 reps, we'll be looking at probably doing 12 to 16. Reason being, each rep is gonna be a different knee tuck. So we'll be looking at doing a push-up, and then knee tuck. That's 1 rep. 2 reps. 3 reps. 4 reps. 5. 7. 8. 9. 10. As you do this, make sure that you're driving your knee as far forward as possible. It's not necessary that your foot land back on the floor, but you do want to bring your knee as close up to your chest as possible. This is going to be a great exercise hitting your chest, your triceps, and it'll also engage your core. Moving on to the next exercise, we're going to be doing some side lunges with the gliding disc. So in our set, we've got these gliding discs, which would be really helpful to, especially if you're doing something like these side lunges, you have knee issues, you're concerned about maybe popping the knee out of socket, or you've had some sort of injury. This will be excellent to make sure it reduces that impact that you're facing. So you can do this exercise without the gliding discs, but the gliding disc is going to be a lot smoother. And if you do have an injury or something you're trying to overcome in that area, these are going to be a lifesaver. So as I'm doing this sliding lunge, it's going to really focus on getting one particular side of the legs. So left leg or right leg. We're going to be doing 12 to 15 reps. That's going to be 12 to 15 reps for each leg. So starting off with the left, we'll make sure that we have our right foot underneath our gliding disc. I like putting my foot pretty much dead center, having the ball of my foot right at dead center of this gliding disc. And then as you slide out, you're going to come straight down. You can have your arms to help you for balance, and then come back up, and that's going to be 1 set. Back down for 2, up for 3. All right, sorry, back down for 2, up for 2. Down, 3. As you're doing this is going to be really focusing on your legs. You'll be hitting your quads, you'll be hitting some of your hams and your glutes. As you're doing the sliding motion, this is also going to be great for your adductors. So this is going to be a great full leg exercise. Because of the sliding motion and because how it engages your adductors, I tend to like it a whole lot better than doing something like this, because it's a lot more comfortable and it's a lot more intuitive. You can do this exercise without the discs, but with the disc, it really just engages your muscles a lot better because it's a much smoother motion. Once you get to 12 to 15 reps, you'll just switch sides, and then you'll go through 12 to 15. Once you're done with that exercise, go ahead back to the very beginning. Start with your squat thrusts, and back to the rows to curls, over to the push-ups to knee tucks, and you'll do that for 3 or 4 sets, however much you have time for. Those are the 4 exercises we have in this quick workout, something that you can get done. If you're pressed for time, you've only got about 15 to 20 minutes, then that's something that you can do. Start from the very first exercise, work your way through the next 4, and then go back to the very beginning. If you do this in circuit style, you'll be able to make sure that you get every exercise in, giving each muscle group a little bit of rest while maximizing your time. If you want to buy our workout set with the resistance bands, the sliders, and the door anchor, I've got a link down in the description. Until then, my name is Byron. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay fit, stay faithful.